World, Chris here, aka Kermie, and welcome to Reading with Kermie and another edition of Don't Stress the Small Stuff, it's just small stuff. As you can see, I'm on a different location than my balcony. I had to go to school this morning to do a test and figure I'm not going to have time at home to do it today, so I just took the book with me, and I'm actually standing behind Fred Meyer's and found a tree and a stump to hang out on for a few minutes while I get this ready. So, don't stress the small stuff, just small stuff. I've been reading out of this for the last, I don't know, a month or so now. Anyway, the next chapter is Seek First to Understand. Good title. I haven't read on, it's going to be a shocker to me too. So, hope everybody's doing well, by the way, today on this Thursday afternoon. My last day of the week of school, and then go back to work tomorrow. But anyway, it's Reading with Kermie. So let's get started. This is adopted from one of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Using this strategy is a shortcut to becoming a more content person, and you'll probably become more effective too. Essentially, seek first to understand applies that you become more interested in understanding others and less having other people understand you. It means mastering the idea that if you want quality, fulfilling communication that is nourishing to you and others, understanding others must come first. When you understand where people are coming from, what they are trying to say, what's important to them, and so forth, being understood flows naturally. It falls into place into virtually no effort. When you reverse this process, however, which is what most of us do most of the time, you are putting the cart before the horse. When you try to be understood before you understand, the effort you exert will be felt by you and the person or people you are trying to reach. Communication will break down, and you may end up with a battle of two egos. See my head? There you go. Hopefully you can hear me from that distance. I was working with a couple who had spent the first 10 years of their marriage frustrated, arguing about their finances. He couldn't understand why she wanted to save every penny they earned, and she couldn't understand why he was spending. Let me start that over, please. I was working with a couple who had spent the first years of their marriage frustrated about arguing about their finances. He couldn't understand why she wanted to save every penny they earned, and she couldn't understand why he was spendthrift. Any rationale on either position had been lost in their joint frustration. While many people are more complex than these couples, their solutions were relatively simple. Neither person felt understood. They needed to learn to stop interrupting each other and to listen carefully. Rather than defending their own positions, each needed to seek first to understand. This is precisely what I got them to do. We learned that she was saving to avoid her parents' financial disasters. Essentially, she was frightened of being broke. She learned that he felt embarrassed that he wasn't able to take care of her, as well as his father did his mother. Essentially, he wanted her to be proud of him. As each learned to understand the other, their frustrations with each other were replaced by compassion. Today, they have a nice balance between spending and saving. Seeking first to understand isn't about who's right or wrong, it's about philosophy of effective communication. When you practice this method, you notice that the people communicate with will feel listened to, heard, and understood. This will translate into better, more loving relationships. That is a swell reading, because I can recognize that in myself a lot. I always do that to people, and I do feel embarrassed, and you know, it's crazy when I think about it, that how many people have I done that to, or freaking ignored. So I think having those egos with this book talked about. It's a difficult subject to, doing it most of your life to admit and say out loud, but this year has been about healing for me, and that's what I've been doing. So, I'm glad I get to share this all with you, and communication is very important, and to understand with that communication instead of just, I know, and that's my habit. I want to respond before the conversation sometimes ends, and that's something I personally need to work on and get through, because it is embarrassing, and I feel horrible when I do that. I don't want to feel that way anymore. I'm choosing to understand myself too, and then instead of jumping in, forcing people to try to understand me, no wonder I get the same return. It goes around, comes around. It's just things I'm seeing and realizing in myself these days that I can work on. And I want to thank all you guys and appreciate your support on the social media to help me make those breakthroughs. And I hope I can share some wisdom with you guys, or whatever. Just entertainment even. That's how this kermie started. Kermie karaoke started, and then reading kermie. But anyway, I got some errands still to run before I get all but in circles like I do often. I got to just breathe. It's going to be okay. And look, it's starting to rain, and it's sunny out, so there might be rainbows outside. Who knows? Anyway, have a great day. I love you all. Enjoy your Thursdays.